been trying for so long, and this trying just goes on.
25 years in, and this album that you've just finished work on, it's a departure.
At the beginning of my career in the LA scene,
Yeah.
there was in the rock clubs in LA this movement. They were calling it, in like this 1981, 82, 83, cowpunk. This album, maybe I've come full circle and arrived at recording some things that would be called cowpunk.
It's exactly what it sounds. Sounds like you went back to the roots a little bit.
Yeah.
'Cause I ain't that lonely, yeah. No, I ain't that lonely, yeah.
Throughout your career, you've done things on your own. You've done things very insular feeling. It's like you've had your own world, your creative world. Was it a nice experiment to allow outside perspective?
Yeah, and it began with Beck and I working, collaborating together. He co-produced 2 of the tracks. And I think that really led to how I approached the entire record.
Nothing but love will ever heal you torn apart.
The production on this new album, too, it seems a little more sparse than some of the more recent stuff. Is that by design?
There's an austere approach to some of it. There's also youthfully reckless. And what I mean by that is I was playing something for somebody early on before I went and recorded a track. And they said, wow, it sounds like maybe a 17-year-old wrote that. I thought, well, if I'm lucky and I could in any way, shape, or form approach kind of reckless abandon and excitement and happiness that I had about music at 17, I'm the luckiest guy around.
Babies get born even in a war. I guess just to show us what living is for.
I played a lot of electric guitar on this album. And again, Beck and I talked about it, and he said I was laying down what I thought would be a scratch track just to have and maybe have somebody else come in and replace it. And he said, I wouldn't replace it. And I said, really? And I thought, well, this, again, an objective ear. I said, well, I had fun doing it, so okay, if you're okay, let's leave it. And that's what a lot of this album is about, too.
Vocals, too, the same approach, it seems like.
There are a couple tracks that, in one in particular, that is the scratch vocal.
Yeah.
On several occasions, I went in and overdubbed a, quote, better vocal. It was better, but it wasn't as good.
So you go back to the original.
So better's not always better. Sometimes better's not as good.
That's a perfect definition of this record.
That's
awesome.
Hopefully my fans who have listened from the beginning like this as much as I, and listening to it as much as I liked the experience of making it. I'm glad I made each record that I made in that moment and made the music that I made in that moment. And that's all I can ask for is, at the end of the day, to still feel that kind of satisfaction looking back 10 years, 15 years, or in this case now 25 years to
That's quite a
beginning
milestone.
to now, be able to still feel a sense of satisfaction in what I did.